Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. It is a bright, beautiful, sunny, and exciting day here at Toast HQ. It is Wednesday. It is hump day, so it's already like such a good day because we're humping the ones that we love, and you should too.
We're humping the ones that we love in order to get over the hump of the week, and there's really no better way to get through it. Also, this is just like the middle of a very exciting week for us.
And it's also like the middle of the day. Usually we start our day with the toast, but we pre-recorded an episode before this.
A guest segment with Lauren and Cameron from Love is Blind. It's up on our YouTube right now. It'll be at the end of this podcast episode. And if you've seen the YouTube video and you want the whole interview, head over to the podcast.
They were just they had to pre-record because they're so busy. They're doing e-news.
They're doing just everything.
Running around town. And I'm so glad they're getting like the press and the respect that they deserve. They were on Watch What Happens Live last night and I watched it. They were here. They were so lovely. They answered all of our questions. They like couldn't stop touching each other. Here's the thing. We live in a free country for sure. But we have absolutely no choice but to respect and stand the hell out of the Hamiltons. And that's all I'll say on that.
100%.
We have a very exciting...
I don't know if we would have woken up that early for anyone else, honestly.
No, we really don't like to pre-record because, to be honest, like the fun of our show is the live element. And every now and then we do pre-record because the guest can't make it and we would do anything to have them. Like Reza, we've never been able to have him and he was only able to come at like 4 o'clock on a random day. And Lauren and Cameron are the same. They made time for us early in their day, which was so nice. And they're special. That's all I'll say.
They're so special. I hope you guys enjoy the interview. We asked every single question that we've ever had about Love is Blind, and they were open books, like Jessica Simpson before them.
We weren't asking, like, the typical questions. We were asking, like, the logistics, like, where did you sleep?
The fucking cups, you guys. That's really all we needed to know, because everything else I feel like I could make sense of in one way or another, but I just didn't understand those cups because... the spoiler alert, the answer is it's a continuity thing for television, but there are so many reality TV shows and that's never been done before.
So when Margaret and I went to visit, it's not even reality TV, when me and Margaret went to go visit the Blue Blood set, we got to see one of the family dinner scenes and they all have glasses of wine, and literally after each take, they would do a 10-second take, people would come in and measure the cups. It's like such an ordeal that actually I can't believe people haven't done this before. It's genius, because I get really distracted a lot of the times on reality TV
by the goofs.
When I see someone's like hair is in front and then the hair is in back and the cup is full and then the cup is empty. Because then I know, like, she said this one thing at the end of the conversation because her glass is empty, but you're making it seem like it was the beginning.
Yeah. So we won't spoil any more of the interview. It'll be at the end of this podcast episode, and it's already up on our YouTube channel, so go check it out. They were the Snatchlers.
Oh, they have a stylist. They had glam team. Like, they are snatched to the gods.
To the gods. Other than that, it's already been a great show so far, and we have a rest of a great show for you. But today's episode, honestly, like... the only thing that anyone is really talking about, well, two things. One, praying for our Nashville Toasters.
Terrible. Oh, my God.
So terrible what happened.
And I just have to, the Toasters really do never cease to amaze me, but there's already like a full
Google Doc
being put together, people in need, people who have supplies, people who are looking for supplies, people who are looking for places to stay. So if you're in Nashville and you listen to this podcast, please join the Nashville Toasters because there's a whole community like of people ready to help. So that's horrible.
It's been amazing. We're thinking of all you guys down there, but also coronavirus is just like taking this country.
Also, I know we don't talk about it here, but also Super Tuesday like is a big deal.
Oh, right. I guess like 3 major things. So I guess like the celeb news has been kind of quiet, but coronavirus is here. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you.
3 cases.
3
total.
cases. And
welcome to New York.
We've got some like human interest celeb versions of coronavirus stories for you guys today because like that's what's going on in the world.
We also are going to recap Vanderpump Rules, and we're going to do a Dear Toaster segment, which we haven't done in a while. As a reminder, Dear Toasters is our advice segment. If you're ever looking for advice, email us, deartoasters@gmail.com.
Oh, right, Dear Toasters today. I'm excited.
We always keep it anonymous, so you don't have to worry about any of that. The more interesting, the better. If we've been skipping Dear Toasters, it's just for lack of good submissions because I just can't do any more about like my friends being mean to me. Like I want more, something different. I want more interesting. Okay, make me think. I want more my boss is hiding water bottles in the basement of our office.
You want it to be something to think about?
That's pretty much what I'm saying. Thank you, Jackie.
Okay. Well, I guess without further ado, it's time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And that's true, Jackie. And, I love you very, very much. And I really respect you. Like, of all the things.
Wow, thank you.
Like, of all the things I feel about you, like, I think the number one thing is that I have respect for you. Like, you're a very smart businesswoman.
And it sounds like there's a but coming.
No, there's not a but necessarily. I just don't want to step on your toes and make it come off like I'm being disrespectful because I know you have a job to do. And I know that you have to tell us the Fast 5 stories. And I'm going to let you finish. I swear. But, I have a job to do, and that job requires being open and honest with my audience.
I can't deal.
And that openness is in the form of me letting everyone know that today's episode is brought to you by Embark. Whether you have a new dog or an old friend, an Embark Breed and Health Test is the key to unlocking your dog's unique breed mix and genetically informed health needs so you can help your pup live its healthiest, happiest life. I know it's very sad. I recently found out that dogs don't live forever, and that's been really difficult and heartbreaking for me. But through the help of Embark, I'm going to keep Theo the healthiest and strongest dog so he can live Lian Hara 100 years.
Yeah.
I should die before Theo. Well, oh my God.
Stop.
Never mind. Get to know your pup. Every year, millions of dogs are rescued from shelters, and while we know we love them, there's a lot that we don't know about them. With an Embark DNA test kit, you can finally have all the answers you need next time someone stops you with a "How cute, what kind of dog is that?" You can discover tons of things about your dog, from both health to breed information. I did it for Theo. The process was so easy. They send you a box with a little Q-tip swab. You swab Theo's cheek pouches. He was trying to eat the Q-tip. You throw the Q-tip back in the little tube, send the tube in the box. They give you a prepaid label, and then maybe 2 weeks later, I got a text message that my results were in. I had totally forgotten about it. It was such a nice surprise. And I basically found out that Theo is 100% perfect. That's what the thing said.
Yeah. Also, it's cool because they give you all this information and then you're able to write a little rap about your pups.
And it goes a little something like this.
He just took a DNA test. Turns out he's 100% Russian, even when he's fleeing countries. Yeah, he's got health problems. That's a puppy in him. Bling, bling, then he solved them at the doctor. And you could have had a bad tigs. Non-committal.
Hey.
Helped you with your welfare. Just a little. You used to hold me down. Now I'm holding you back. And that's the sound of his wolfiness leading the pack.
Dead. Oh my God, you elaborated.
Till he gotta be great.
Well, let me just tell you that over 50% of dogs are either at risk of or a carrier of genetic diseases, but the Embark panel of tests screens for over 170 genetic diseases, which can be present in many breeds, whether it's mixed breed or a pure breed, which Theo is. Embark is the only research-grade dog DNA test kit on the market. It is more than twice as precise as any other dog DNA test kit on the market. This is because their scientists look at over 200,000 genetic markers and can make scientific discoveries that help all dogs live longer, healthier lives. It's the best-in-class dog DNA test kit, the #1 highest rated by customers, developed by PhDs and veterinarians, and is the most accurate breed identification on the market, with more than twice as precise as the next competitor. Embark has an exclusive offer that you can't get anywhere else but the Toast. So if you have a dog or you know someone who has a dog, it's a great gift for the crazy dog mom in your life. Go to embarkvet.com now and use the promo code Toast to save 15% off your dog DNA test kit. That's EMBARKVET.com with the promo code Toast to save 15% off your dog DNA test kit.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us. We appreciate your openness and your honesty.
That's the thing. I've never not branded myself as being open and honest with my audience. I tried to get lip fillers and not tell them, and they knew.
Yeah, but you also didn't try to not tell them.
No, I just wanted to see if anyone...
You're incapable of
lying.
Keeping something to yourself.
I just wanted to see. I got them. I was actually wearing this sweater, which is so funny. I got them, and then I didn't say anything the next day. I wanted to see if anyone noticed, and I got 1 million DMs. I was never going to lie. I was just genuinely curious if there was a huge difference.
Totally.
But anyways, I'm open, you guys.
Sign on. Write a song about your dog.
Pretty much.
Okay, let's get right into it because Anna Wintour is among the top fashion editors in self-quarantine after returning from Milan.
Shook.
So, as we know, there's over 10,000 positive cases of coronavirus in Italy. And, Fashion's elite has just returned from Milan.
You know what's so crazy really quickly is that I feel like Italy's to us the first country that's so plagued by it, but I forget that it really started in China, but they weren't telling us anything about it.
Yeah, it started in China in December, and we've been talking about it traveling for about a month now. I remember the first time we talked about it was in January. I think it was the same episode when Kobe had passed away. Mm-hmm. And it's been slowly making its way over. There had been cases in Washington.
As of yesterday, there were 3 cases in New York.
Yeah, and so now it is at our front door. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be really crazy to see how...
how does it go away?
Yeah, and how it's going to cycle out. A lot of experts are saying that, come spring, the virus won't be able to live anymore because it's kind of similar to the flu.
Right.
And it can only thrive in cold climates, but maybe. They don't know. We don't know.
This is unprecedented.
It's unprecedented. So...
because, by the way, so many people went to Milan Fashion Week.
Yeah. So the world's leading fashionistas who traveled to Milan for the fashion shows, including Anna Wintour, Elle editor-in-chief Nina Garcia, and InStyle editor-in-chief Laura Brown, are all in self-imposed quarantines since they returned from the coronavirus-infected country.
So let me get this straight. Anna Wintour and Nina Garcia put themselves in self-imposed quarantine, and they get written up in the news. But I put myself in self-imposed quarantine almost every day.
And you're just a recluse.
And no one cares.
Yeah, Anna Wintour is working from home.
Okay, so are we.
Yeah. But
like she thinks she's special.
No, but like
no, I'm totally kidding. No, and
it's interesting.
Good for these people they're obviously not showing any signs of coronavirus, but they were near it.
Yeah.
So I respect that. Like people who are just so reckless about this and like travel and then like come back and like lick their hands and shake everyone's hands. Like that to me, that's so irresponsible. Like I really feel like this should be at the forefront of people's minds. And to me, this is setting a great example.
Yes, and it's
like
very
cautious.
much at the forefront of people's minds. But it is very interesting how like this disease and culture and fashion. It's how it all
coronavirus is like literally melting everything, like politics, fashion, beauty, like everyone is subjected to this. No one, no matter how rich, how poor, or famous you are, like Republican or Democrat, like you could get coronavirus today.
Yes.
And honestly, there's something very humbling about that.
I also saw an interesting story that Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak suggests that he might have been coronavirus patient zero because he said, and he's like kind of kidding, but not. He in January, him and his wife like got what they called the worst flu of their lives after visiting Southeast Asia.
Oh my God.
And he tweeted on Monday a video of Janet's cough, his wife, and he thinks that they might have been patient zero in the US, and what they didn't know was that they were fighting off coronavirus.
If I like had this information that me and my wife traveled to China and got sick, and then like literally the next day, like everyone in America was sick from a disease from China, like I would shut the fuck up. Like I would not tell anyone. Why is he like blasting this from the rooftops?
It's not his fault.
It's a little embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, it's unclear, but that's crazy to think about.
I know. I've just like, as of last night, become so hyper aware of this. And there's two types of mentalities going on when people are talking about coronavirus. Either people are like really involved, very invested, maybe a little paranoid, but like stocking up on canned foods and like getting so much extra soap and Purell. And then there's people who are like, the flu kills millions of people a year. Like, why aren't we talking about that? Yeah, like coronavirus is not a big deal. Like everyone's making it a big deal.
People are like, the media is causing hysteria.
I disagree.
I don't know what the right thing is, but I don't think people are hysterical at all.
No, I know.
We're just like all talking about it in casual conversations, dinner parties, but like everyone's walking around without a care in the world. To me, I think this week is when like I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, it's great to have an excuse not to work out, but I think the gym is like a hotbed of where you could get coronavirus. So I think I'll just have to be staying home.
You know, I'm really making a concerted effort not to go to like super packed places, even though I am going to the Celine Dion concert tomorrow night, and that's just like I would get coronavirus for that because I've never seen her before, and it's going to be like a magical moment, so she's worth it.
She's worth it. I'm going as well, and I've already made the decision to like I want to dress up for the concert obviously because she deserves that, and so I think I'm going to go with like an opera glove look, which is very Corona chic.
It's so functional but also fabulous.
Yeah, so I think
if you post an Instagram, will you caption it functional but fabulous,
or like coronavirus but make it fashion?
Okay, that's like lame, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's I hadn't workshopped it yet, but I also need to find a pair of opera gloves that aren't the lime green ones that I have from Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think that's probably for the best.
But also,
I'm just like people who are like, you're causing hysteria. Like that mentality is really bothering me. Like I do think we should be taking this seriously, and better to be too scared and too prepared or too nuts than not give a shit and then end up like running out of Purell and not being able to buy any on Amazon, which is what is happening to me.
Yes, which leads me into our next story because CNN Business is reporting that Americans are panic shopping for hand sanitizer and face masks.
And soap.
Americans across the country are stocking up on hand sanitizer, cleaning wipes, toilet paper, and other products to prepare for the spread of coronavirus. Long lines at stores and panic buying on cleaning products throughout the country are stretching American retailers' ability to keep up with demand. Shoppers are posting pictures on social media of lines snaking around Costco and empty shelves of sanitizers at CVS, Walgreens, and other drugstores, also on Amazon.
That's what's so crazy. It's like, okay, I could understand one store running out of sanitizer, but for all of Amazon sellers to be completely unavailable, I went on last night because I was watching Watch What Happens Live, and Andy said that there's actually a hand soap shortage, or like we're at an all-time low. So I'm like, damn, I have like 2 bottles of soap. Like, let me get some more. And I ordered like antibacterial on Amazon, and then I was like, let me get some hand sanitizer too. And I figured maybe Purell would be like low on stock, but I could get like generic Target brand. Target was sold out. Amazon was completely sold out. It was freaky. Like that was giving me like zombie apocalypse vibes.
Totally. My hands are so dry from washing them constantly and rigorously, but I also am like just a huge advocate for hand washing, and I just can't stress it enough. And
I've been washing my hands with Dawn dish soap, which is I think like the strongest there is.
Oh, that's pretty strong.
Which is so bad for like the quality of my hands, but I don't care because as of now, knock on wood, I don't have coronavirus.
Yeah, but it's here in New York. I don't think she's going away anytime soon.
She's getting bigger by the day.
Yeah. So take the necessary precautions.
Please.
And it's always there's always you never need a great excuse to not leave your house.
Right. And don't like turn your life upside down, but like take it seriously.
Yes.
And don't make fun of people who are like stocking up on soap because we're scared. And we're just doing what we can to make us feel better. I'm like so worried. I have no food.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Look, I had dinner with a bunch of my girlfriends and Margot was like, do you guys like stock up on like canned foods? And what'd she call it? Like
Preservatives? Things with preservatives.
Like things that can be preserved.
Yes.
And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, I stocked up. I'm like, you did?
Well, you have your Judy.
That's what I said. I actually have 2 Judys. By the way, not that like it's good or anything, but this is probably really good for Judy business.
Yeah. I feel
it's great for
I
Purell
feel good
business.
knowing that I have a Judy.
Me too. It's definitely like a really good safety net. I feel not that scared.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next story. A little fashion meets podcasting news. Love to see it. Diane von Furstenberg is launching a podcast with Spotify.
Huh.
The show will be called In Charge with DVF. Guests include Kris Jenner, Priyanka Chopra, and Karlie Kloss. I love this. I love when the podcasting world,
gets bigger and more legitimate. That's all we can ask for.
I love this for Spotify. I love this for DVF. I think that the world could use more and more of her wisdom. Ever since her show, House of DVF,
which you loved,
was so rudely canceled just after Hannah-Beth won the ambassador position. She never even got to serve on the UN of DVF. I love this. More DVF content.
I just like that podcasting is becoming like a more and more serious format. Like the fact that Lauren and Cameron are like in New York doing press and they're doing mostly TV, but they made a stop by our podcast and I'm sure they're doing 1 or 2 others. Like that is just a great moment for podcasting. And so is this. DVF is so fabulous and she's one of the unique people who has like a connection in terms of guests to like the biggest celebrities, the biggest people in fashion, royals. Like she is such a well-connected woman that I feel like we're going to hear from people who would never do podcasts like Kris Jenner.
Has she ever been on a podcast before? I do not think so.
Kim has been on 2. I'm sure Kris Jenner has done like a business one,
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be fabulous.
Wait, also we didn't really get to debrief Damon John.
Oh, I know, but we did record him before the show yesterday, so then we kind of debriefed on the show. But then I also because his YouTube commented, I was like, maybe he's still listening.
He was like so engaged with us on social media, like sharing everything I posted and like tagging me. It was so nice.
But that's why he's the second most followed shark, because he's in tune with what's necessary.
And he understands the value of a couple influencers. By the way, like him remembering us in the Bahamas, dead,
but also like thoroughly embarrassed. And I also was getting the vibe that like, yes, we saw him in the elevator, but he must have seen us elsewhere.
He didn't remember the elevator. He just remembered the nut jobs running around the hotel.
Running by the pool, running in the beach.
God.
I'm sure he was just like shook to his core.
Mortified.
Yeah, but I think wearing the blazers yesterday like balanced it out. And I'm sure he was like, get you a girl who could do both.
Yeah, and then you saw like our operation. We work hard, play hard.
What's the point of working so hard to not be able to go to the Bahamas with your best friends and rave your face off?
Jackie,
there's absolutely no point. Look at Kylie right now.
We actually spoke about this on Margaret Joseph's podcast, which we recorded. It's going to be up in a few weeks, but speaking of, Margaret Joseph's podcast launched today, so the first episode is up. She's basically the guest. You're getting to know a lot about her journey on Housewives, her journey in her business. She's just so funny. It's available on Spotify, iTunes, all the places you can listen to podcasts. But we just recorded an episode for her podcast that'll be up soon. And we were talking so much about it because you and her both don't drink, but it was more about like celebrating not so much drinking. And it's like, really, what's the point? Like I work hard so that I can like black out,
Yes.
And I feel entitled to that privilege.
Yeah. For me, it's like I work hard for the vacations.
Yeah.
Because that to me is what life's all about. Kylie's
That's
in the
your
Bahamas
love language
right now.
Oh my God.
Is
it the Bahamas?
Yes, confirmed it's the Bahamas. Page 6 found the house.
I thought it was Turks and Caicos.
$10,000 a night. She was watching. I love that Kendall's there with her friends.
Uh-huh.
I think Kendall like needs more of those. Like she works so hard.
She works too hard sometimes.
And like her work and her play is kind of the same. Like her friends are models, blah blah blah. And so I'm happy for her that she's just in the Bahamas watching The Bachelor with Kylie, who was getting an IV. And I'm assuming it's because she was hungover.
Oh my God, I'm dead. I would just like love to be invited.
We have no choice. Yes, it's a free country, like you said.
It is.
But we have no choice but to stand.
It's a free country, allegedly, but.
Okay, next story is really crazy.
Is it? Is it the story that's brought to you by Framebridge? Because that does sound crazy.
I think it is. I do think that it is.
Okay, you let me know because, like I said, I have the utmost respect for you.
Tell me more, and then I'll let you know.
We've got to tell you guys about an amazing new company called Framebridge. They make it ridiculously easy and affordable to custom frame your favorite things, from art prints and posters to the travel photos sitting on your phone. Here's how it works. Just go to framebridge.com and upload your own photo, or they'll send you packaging to safely mail a physical photo. You could preview your item online into dozens of frames, choose your favorite, or get free recommendations from their talented designers. The experts at Framebridge will custom frame your item and deliver your finished piece directly to your door, ready to hang. Instead of the hundreds you'd pay at a framing store, so true, their prices start at $39 and all shipping is free. Plus, our listeners will get 15% off their first order at framebridge.com when they use our code TOAST. Framing is literally like, the business of framing is
my cross to bear.
And whenever I have something that I want to frame, whether it's a personal picture or sometimes I like buy art, the framing sometimes costs more than the poster. Like, it's crazy. And the fact that like a company like this hasn't existed before is shocking, but Framebridge is really everything of the sort, especially if you're in our HG Steen V group and you love like a framed moment. Check it out. You love a gallery wall.
Yeah, I have a picture in my bedroom that's a framed photo of me that Zach took, and then he got it framed from Framebridge, and it was really like the perfect gift and also the perfect art in our apartment.
Agreed. Because who better than you to decorate your own walls?
Of course.
Get started today. Frame your photos or send someone the perfect gift. Go to framebridge.com and use the promo code TOAST to save an additional 15% off your first order. Go to framebridge.com, promo code TOAST, framebridge.com, promo code TOAST. Thank you. I'm so sorry to have interrupted you on your own show.
Sign on. Get the hassle of framing done for you, like in a way.
Sign on and frame it up.
And in a way that's, very 2020.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, no one has time to be carrying their
art to the framer.
Okay.
And I had a really tumultuous thing happen to my framer. Do you know about this story?
No, I actually had a couple tumultuous framing experiences. Like, I went to one framer once and like I got totally screwed and like the frame was shit.
No,
and then
I had a personal.
Me too, with a framer.
Me too.
A different framer than the first one.
No.
I wonder what yours is. Okay, mine's like so crazy.
No, I bet you mine's crazier. What's yours?
No, I don't even, like, what if he's watching? I can't.
No, he's not. So I used to go to this framer like all the time because like I got my diploma framed and then I was like buying art from me and Ben's new apartment. And even though I moved, I kept going to this framer because he really has great prices. And he was so lovely. And, it takes a long time when they're like paying and checking out. He was just like asking me so much about what I do, which like I really hate when people do. So I was like explaining like the Instagram girl with no job. And then like he was just obsessed and was like, oh my God, I would love to like pick your brain. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I just like left. And I didn't realize he had my phone number because like for the pickup.
Right.
So he called me and I'm like, oh, hi, like, is my frame ready? He's like, no. I'm like, so why the fuck are you calling? He's like, I would love to like take you out for pizza and like talk to you. And I'm like, oh yeah.
I remember there was something about pizza.
And I'm like, I'm literally running into a meeting, but I'll call you right back. And of course I didn't. Literally, he called me almost every day for a week. And I kept forgetting, like, because I didn't have the number saved. I kept forgetting and picking up. And he literally was just like asking me out on a, like, not a date, but like a day date to like go chatting about marketing, and I just wanted to die, and I like had to pick up the frame. I made Ben go, and I never went back again.
Wow. Mine, I think, is actually, that's pretty bad, but I think I know which frame you were talking about, and that was the one I had the first experience with, where the framing was just not even on point. And I'll tell you the second one later, because it was just like, it's too recent.
Oh my God, that's so weird.
Yeah, so thank God.
Weird
thank God for Framebridge is the moral of the story. Okay, next story is a little publishing drama. And before I get into it, I want to let you know, new episode of The Redheads is coming out tomorrow. And I am so excited.
Make sure
if
you read the book.
Not subscribe to The Redheads, head over there, follow us on Instagram. It's just so much fun. The book was such an easy read. I read it in 2 days, so you can even start it today and listen tomorrow, like I swear. But Ronan Farrow cannot in good conscience work with his publisher anymore after it bought Woody Allen's book. There's so much drama. So Ronan Farrow wrote Catch and Kill. He won the Pulitzer Prize for Public Service in 2018 for helping break the Harvey Weinstein scandal. He is also like a son of Woody Allen.
Oh, right. I forgot that they're related. He's Mia Farrow's son, and Mia Farrow
was married to Woody Allen.
Yeah.
And he's also Dylan Farrow's brother.
Okay.
So he posted to his Twitter, I was disappointed to learn through press reports that Hachette, my publisher, acquired Woody Allen's memoir after other major publishers refused to do so and concealed the decision from me and its own employees while we were working on Catch and Kill, a book about how powerful men, including Woody Allen, avoid accountability for sexual abuse. Hachette did not fact-check the Woody Allen book. My sister Dylan has never been contacted to respond to any denial or mischaracterization of the abuse she suffered at the hands of Woody Allen, a credible allegation maintained for almost 3 decades, backed up by contemporaneous accounts and evidence. It's wildly unprofessional in multiple obvious directions for Hachette to behave this way.
I love a little publishing drama. Is this an episode of Younger?
This is such publishing drama, but I find it to be really interesting.
That people are not taking Woody Allen's memoir. That was the most interesting thing, because to me, Woody Allen has like not been canceled.
But they are taking, like they bought it.
But multiple people like turned it down.
Oh.
Like that I find to be shocking.
Yeah. I feel like I started reading Catch and Kill, and it's really good. It's just really dense, and so I needed to like spread it out. Mm-hmm. I feel like Woody Allen's memoir is going to be really good. I think he's going to say a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
Because I don't think that they would decide to publish it.
Unless it was juicy AF.
Yeah, with like a lot of different opinions. And I loosely followed all of the drama around Woody Allen, but it's like I barely follow his movies, so I'm not familiar with all of the allegations.
No, but all I'm familiar with was that he married his stepdaughter, and that's fucking weird. And whether it's illegal or unethical is up to you. We can all agree, whether you like Woody Allen or not, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, but he's very polarizing because some people have like totally canceled him, and other people who are fans of his or have even worked with
Scarlett Johansson refuses to cancel him.
Stand by him, so it's not so
It's not black and white.
It's not so black and white yet, but I feel like his memoir is going to throw a whole nother narrative in, and a whole different perspective that it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't like care enough about him to really like come out for him, like whether in defense or in taking him down. Yeah. Like, I really don't know enough about it. Like, he's definitely weird and has weird tendencies, like marrying your stepdaughter, even though you're not related. There's something weird to it. Similar to how it was a little weird how Cher and her brother ended up together at the end of Clueless. Yes, they weren't related, but you had the same dad, technically, like
at one point in your life.
And it's weird. It's weird. And no one talks about it. And no one's really talking about it. They say all the things Woody Allen did is weird. To me, the weirdest thing he did is marrying his stepdaughter.
Yeah, no, I think that's among the things that are weird to people.
Okay.
But I don't know, it's like we were shipping Daenerys and Jon Snow.
Okay, that was like a hypothetical medieval
We were
romance.
out here shipping a big fucking ship.
Yeah, no, a cruise ship that got contained for coronavirus.
And had to stay at the port for 2 weeks, but we were still on the ship partying.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, I might actually just read the book so that I have some thoughts.
Yeah, I keep up with so many celebrities, so many controversies, so many scandals. Like, my plate is literally and figuratively so full.
This is not my plate.
I just can't give a shit about Woody Allen. Literally, on the plane, Jackie said, I feel like if I say the story, like, people won't think it's funny, but Jackie made me laugh, probably the hardest I've ever laughed, like, in the last year on the plane, because we were sitting in business class, and, like, each seat is only 2 in a row. Me and Jackie were sitting next to each other, and each seat has, like, a little area for you to like leave your shit. And I looked over at Jackie's table, and it honestly looked so manly, and I was like, all of your stuff, like, it looks like Zach, your husband, is sitting in this chair because he's like obsessed with like phones and gadgets and AirPods. And Jackie had like her iPad and her AirPods and like her little Kindle and her Kindle stand. It was just like a boy's table. Like, mine had like,
and also the Delta big headphones were on the table too, making it all look very manly.
You literally looked like you were the president of the AV club, like with all your gadgets. And I literally said to him, like, by the way, this is so weird. Like, you literally look like a man. Like, if I just saw the side table, I would think that you were your husband.
But I felt it was like the headphones that were bringing me down. So I was like, these aren't my headphones. So I was like, this is not my
plate. Still makes me laugh. Such a great reference. A nod to Real Housewives of Orange County. Shannon Bedore, not her finest moment, but it really made me laugh.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
You did. We missed you.
Yeah.
Fifth and final story.
Is it?
No, but it's a little food news.
A little food news.
A little food news.
Oh, yeah, that's better. A little food news.
Okay, because Chick-fil-A has announced that fish will be offered at select restaurants for a limited time.
Disgusting.
Please, for all the
pescatarians.
Ben
will be very excited.
I've never eaten at Chick-fil-A before, but now I can get that. Give me that Chick-fil-A fish, or give me that fish.
Closed on Sunday.
You're my fish fillet.
Closed on Sunday.
You're my Chick-fil-A.
Hold the selfies. Remember when we performed an unreleased Kanye West song on this show at the request of Kanye and his team?
Yes, I do.
I just think that, like, if you're a new toaster here, like you just started listening to the show, hi, welcome. I don't think that should be something that's ever going to be forgotten.
But it's like, if you go and watch it now for the first time, you'll be like, oh, they're performing Closed on Sunday.
Well,
but
if you were in it,
when you are sent sheet music for a song that you've never heard the night before, but the song's about to come out in 2 days, but then the album was delayed anyway.
No, that time it actually came out.
But it came out later in the day. Remember, we were sitting at lunch before we interviewed Lea Michele. So at the time, it was like, is this a Kanye West song?
Yeah, we weren't sure if we were being pranked.
Yeah, and I think that everyone was just like right there with us. Like,
totally.
Is this going to be on the album?
The confusion was real.
The seasonal Chick-fil-A fish sandwich is back at select restaurants during the late winter and early spring. As in years past, cod will be the catch of the day. This sounds so delicious, and I'm so hungry, and I just absolutely love...
I'm actually so hungry right now, like I could die.
Because we woke up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
I love when fast food chains are just like more inclusive to those of us who don't eat meat. And you know what? Now that I am a Joaquin Phoenix stan, and I'm just like transitioning to more of a plant-based diet, I guess this isn't considered plant-based. It's sea-based.
Yep.
But it's not land-based.
Yep.
So that's good.
I have eaten Chick-fil-A a few times. And every time I talk about Chick-fil-A, it's like the most controversial thing ever because to me, it's just like an average Raising Cane's. Like it's just a fast food. Like it's not anything crazy. But I saw a really interesting TikTok last night because what Chick-fil-A is really, really known for is obviously like their food, but more so their sauces. And there's a sauce somebody put together that the yellow sauce that like people love to dip their fries in, I don't know what it's called, is actually like bottled and sold by like another company at the grocery store. So like they did this whole taste test and it was exactly the same. So if you fuck with Chick-fil-A, go find that TikTok because you can buy the Chick-fil-A sauce. It's just like a Heinz.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That sounds like a win for everyone. And you know what? I appreciate that because sometimes when it comes in a bottle, you don't need to make your own ketchup, Sir Kensington. You just don't.
Perfect formula.
Where did I have ketchup recently that was fucking disgusting?
At the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills, we had drinks with your friend Brookman and, well, my friend too, but like your friend. And she ordered sliders and we got ketchup on the side and the ketchup for it
was ketchup soup.
It was soup. It was disgusting. Ketchup is really like, it's weird because it exists everywhere in the perfect formula. Like Heinz is everything, but it's so easy to fuck up.
Yeah.
Even though like we have the perfect formula bottled and distributed globally.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard for me to travel abroad. They don't have good ketchup and they don't have Diet Coke in Europe.
Yeah, Coke Zero. It is just not the same, you
No,
guys.
people are like, it's better because it's better for you.
No, they say-
I would rather die of too much Diet Coke than ever just be like drinking Coke Zero.
People think that Coke Zero is better because it tastes like regular Coke. But I don't like the taste of regular Coke. I like that aspartame flavor from the Diet Coke. So if I'm looking to have a Diet Coke, I don't want to have a Coke.
We're going to recap Vanderpump Rules, but we're going to take a break because there's a siren. We're back. Let's talk about Vanderpump Rules. We had like kind of a boring episode before the wedding. They just got to Kentucky. I'm so fucking excited for this wedding episode because I'm going to watch with a microscope to see if me and my shiny dress are anywhere in the background. I just know like Ben is going to find himself to like being the center of a storyline or something. But you know what's really interesting is I saw that they're like editing it weirdly, like because that rehearsal wasn't when they landed. Because I remember like being there and I think it was on Saturday. Whatever, they just like chopped it up a little bit. But what happened before that? Tom obviously got himself invited to the wedding. He made an apology after the text message was not sufficient for Jax. And even after he apologized in person, we thought all was good. And Jax was like, I'm 100% not over what happened. I'm just doing this to like make everyone shut up, which I literally laughed out loud so hard. We're like, it's great, harmony. And then boom.
Yeah, I'm glad that it all worked out. I think Jax is like harping on a little too much, but I also think that maybe there were things that happened like in the past year that it's just like Sandoval isn't his close friend anymore. I don't think it was this one thing because
agreed.
But I do think for the sake of the group and the show, like he wants the wedding to not be about the fact that Tom Sandoval's not there.
But like when they were rehearsing and they like wanted him to be the second in command, like that was so awkward.
But it's completely true. Like Tom Sandoval, I don't think they're super close right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of what this whole argument had to do with was not the one incident. Obviously, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But it really seems like they've been fighting a lot, and they're just like not in the place that they used to be in anymore. No, they're so different.
Change. It's kind of like Kristen and the girls. Like, it's times change, friendships change, especially when you throw fame and a show into the mix and everyone's in new relationships and people go their separate ways.
Yeah, so I think that they're just like not close anymore. So, so we just let him come for the sake of the group, but then it's like, all right, I actually don't want you standing next to me. Like, this is important. And I understood why he got like a little frustrated.
I totally agree as well.
The castle was so beautiful.
Oh my God, so beautiful. That really is like a dream
venue.
I love the rooms. I love the setup. Like, that is everything of the sort to me. I love the fact that it's like literally on the side of a highway, like in a cornfield, as James Kennedy called it. But that's like literally even like my dream wedding, to be married like on a farm in a castle. It
was beautiful, but I had a feeling, I'm sure if I went upstairs and saw the rooms, like they would be a dump. But they were like 5-star realness.
So nice.
It was really, really beautiful. And it was like on the side of a highway, but like the driveway was
easy to get to.
The driveway was so long that you couldn't hear the highway.
I'm not worried about the highway.
No, like I've been to outdoor weddings where you could literally hear a truck and like that's bad.
Yeah, or like a podcast where you can hear a siren.
Oh my God, so fucking annoying. James and Raquel were not at the wedding and they didn't even make it like a point to point it out.
Okay, like Peter's not going to invite James to his birthday because Jax is there. In what world would Jax invite?
No, of course not.
James to his wedding.
But I think in the past, like James would have like tried to get himself invited.
Yes, but that's only because the show revolved around the OGs of the group. Whereas now James and Raquel are in the younger set. Max and Dana and Charlie XCX, they were not there either. So to him, it's not like a firing. You know, it used to be, if you're not at the big event of the season, what are you doing on this show?
Right, in order to maintain your relevancy.
Now that we have two different shows, he's on, the new generation.
I just am so, like, not interested in the storyline about Raquel and James. Like, to me, they've always been so toxic.
I wasn't interested in it until James was on Watch What Happens Live last night and said that he is 9 months sober, and I am so proud of him.
And I believe him. Like, he's said that before, but he's never said 9 months, but he's just said that, like, he's like Ramona Singer, I'm going to change, and then never actually does. But I saw, like, a real, like, difference in him last night.
Me too. And I think him and Raquel are, there's a lid for every pot.
Yeah.
And the issues in their relationship stem from when he's drunk, which means that he can no longer drink and he is no longer drinking. And as long as he's making those positive changes and continues to do that, we have to support him.
Of course. But, like, I just can't imagine, even if someone does change, like, ever, like, staying with someone who called me a whore.
Oh, I mean, I'm not the kind of woman that could do that.
No.
But she's able to. So
it's crazy.
It's crazy. And I so don't condone his behavior, but if he hadn't been on Watch What Happens Live last night, I would be like literally talking so much shit today. But I was just really impressed that, people so many times are like, okay, this will be the time I change. Okay, I really meant it this time. And he really meant it that time. And that's all that we can ask from people is to evolve and change and grow.
And when Andy asked him if he was going to be invited to Randall and Lala's wedding, and he said yes, and he was so excited, like, I really felt like that was a great moment for him, and I think that he was, like, really proud of himself for getting himself invited.
Totally. And I think the friendship between him and Lala it's so complex, and I love when they're friends and the fact that they're both sober. I think it's like a really healthy good foundation.
And I think that when James is in a bad spot, like with himself, he's in a bad spot with Lala because she won't be, like, surrounded by that toxicity because she's in such a good place. So when he's sober and when he's good and he's doing really well, that's when their friendship can mend. It's like his relationship with himself is parallel to the relationship he has with Lala.
Yes.
It's really quite beautiful. And then there was a bunch of loser on loser crime with, like, the newbies and Sheena, the whole Charlie, Brett, Sheena thing. Honestly, I didn't really like Charlie before, but I absolutely hate her now that she, like, turned that whole conversation about Sheena onto Brett. Yeah. Like, it was just, like, Sheena's talking shit about you and you're mad at Brett for telling me.
The whole thing was so strange. I was just, like, on Team Brett. These two can go, like,
and by the way, he's right. He's like, this is why I don't have female friends. Like, girls like Sheena and Charlie who are, like, so gossipy and, like, whiny, like, they give girls a bad name.
And Sheena never said, please don't tell Charlie I said this.
Yeah, so, and what she said was so mean.
She said
Charlie's,
so
like,
casually.
A really cute club rat.
She said it so casually. Imagine what she says about Charlie when she does want someone to keep it a secret.
And when she's not on camera.
Yeah. People are pointing out, I just want to talk about the timeline of James's sobriety because we saw he was drinking at Pride. It is now March.
Pride's in June.
So 6 months between June and the end of the year, and then we're in March. It's 3 months. I think maybe it's probably a little less than 9 months.
Probably like 8.5.
Yeah, but I don't think that means
it would mean that he would have to stop drinking now.
Like this week,
like if we see the rest of the season,
that Raquel conversation was the beginning for him.
Then that really is 9 months, and that adds up perfectly.
I think he's, like, going on 9 months. Maybe there's a few days missing, but I'm going to just give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Until he proves to me otherwise, we'll see him at the reunion, and I'm sure if he's been drinking, someone will call him out.
Totally. We have Dear Toasters, but is there anything else that we wanted to recap?
No, not enough Lala per usual. I loved her white dress, and, like, I totally heard what she was saying, but, like, she shouldn't wear that dress.
And she just, like, unzipped her dress, and you saw her underwear, and, like, she wears no Spanx with her dress. Like, what's that like? You take my dress off, it's literally like a circus under there, like wires, bras, girdles, Spanx. Like, she just took her dress off, and there was just underwear. I couldn't, not even a bra.
Yeah, we didn't get any Randall, and now that I've seen him once, like, I need him in every episode.
I need their own show, for real. Like, life of Lala.
For real. They have a podcast now, which is great, but so much of what I love about Lala is seeing her.
Honestly, a podcast is a hop, skip, and a jump to a reality show.
Yeah, so I hope that's where we're headed.
Good things are coming for us. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to do Dear Toasters, which is our advice segment. If you ever want to email us, please do so, deartoasters@gmail.com. And I think very appropriately, the Dear Toaster segment is brought to you by First Leaf. Convenience is everything now, and we love having whatever we want delivered right to our door on our time. And wine is no exception. If you want to discover new wine without the work, try First Leaf. I've been really into wine lately. I actually had 2 glasses of wine last night. It was never really my liquor of choice, but to me, there's something so relaxing about wine, and it's like a nice middle ground for me. Mm-hmm. And I've been loving it, and now having a subscription to First Leaf is coming really, really in handy. First Leaf removes the hassles and guesswork of buying wine by expertly selecting wines based on your unique preferences. What's not to love about coming home to a personalized box of wine? The cool part is that First Leaf uses your ratings and feedback to refine each shipment. You can also choose what types of wine you get. Let's say you're throwing a party and you want more red blends. First Leaf will let you modify future shipments. They add their wine They add wine to their inventory every month, so you'll always have something fun and different to look forward to. Unboxing is half the fun because it's a surprise in your house. Subscriptions are very flexible. You can choose when and how often you get shipments. If you're having a party, I know for my New Year's party, I doubled up. You can really modify. It's like it fits your life, which is super nice. And they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee, which is also nice. So if you receive a bottle that you're not into, which is possible, First Leaf will cover the cost. Sign up today and get 6 bottles of wine for only $29.95. That's literally how much my glass of wine was at this fancy restaurant last night. Plus, you can get free shipping. Just go to tryfirstleaf.com/toast. That's 6 bottles of wine for only $29.95 plus free shipping at tryfirstleaf.com/toast. Okay, we're ready for Dear Toasters?
Yes.
I hope they're good.
Dear Toasters is perfect to be sponsored by First Leaf.
No, because sometimes these problems, girl,
they just need a drink.
Yeah, that's half the solution. Reminder, deartoasters@gmail.com. Hopefully, by the way, we don't read them before. We like to be surprised, so we just have them printed out. So let's see. Dear Toasters, I've been dating my boyfriend almost 2.5 years now, and our relationship has been very different since graduating. We live about an hour and a half away from each other and can really only see each other on the weekends. Now that we're not in college, I eat dinner at his house with his family a lot more than I ever did before. And even though he raved about his mom's cooking when we were at school, I simply don't agree. I've gotten food poisoning multiple times when at his house after leaving his house, and it is so uncomfortable. The last time it happened, she made me sort of salmon that was stuffed with seasoned crab meat. At least that's what I think it was. I genuinely don't know. And I obviously ate it all to be polite. As she was bringing out dessert, my stomach was growling noticeably, and I scarfed down chocolate mousse while feeling like I was going to barf. Following dinner, his whole family sits down in their living room, which is directly next to the bathroom. My stomach was absolutely killing me, and I needed some privacy here, so I asked my boyfriend if I could go upstairs and use the bathroom. It was not pretty. I will leave it at that. I told him I wasn't feeling well and blamed it on the food we ate for lunch, even though it was clearly from the bizarre seafood concoction. As mentioned before, we live about an hour and a half from each other, so I had to drive all this way, sorry for being gross here, with explosive diarrhea and had to stop multiple times in the Bronx to use the bathroom at McDonald's, Starbucks, Dunkin', you name it. I actually thought I was going to die, both from the stomach pain and potentially getting stabbed in those sketchy neighborhoods. Finally, I made it home, still alive, but barely. I know you guys talk about your stomach problems from time to time on the toast, so I figured this was a good place to come for help. What do I do? Should I just never eat there again? I really like my boyfriend and I want his family to like me too. Sincerely, girl with the runs in the McDonald's bathroom in the Bronx.
Okay, this is not that complicated.
No, it's solvable.
It's very solvable. I do think it was this specific seafood concoction. I think now going forward, like you should come to dinner full.
Yep.
And then, don't be rude, like have a little salad, but definitely don't go for the mystery meat.
No, there is an art to pretending you're liking what you're eating. It's moving your food around. Don't take such big portions. Definitely eat before, because I'm the type of person, even if I'm like not into what's in front of me, if I'm starving, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
So make sure you like scarf something down before. There's an art here. You don't have to sacrifice time with your boyfriend or with their family, and you could still really like them. Sometimes it's like a familial thing. Like her food actually might not be very good, but they're like used to it already.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes really good food. Like my friend Alicia's mom is the most amazing cook, but they're Moroccan and use spices that I don't really eat a lot. And so when I was in high school going there, my stomach always used to get upset, but the food was so good, like I would keep eating it. Now I think I've built up an immunity.
Yeah, and I'm sure they all have in this family.
Yeah.
So you can either work on that immunity or just come over full and eat the foods that are, maybe from the store. And I mean, the
rice
crab
is safe.
Meat, there's so many safe foods, like the crab meat concoction
is not the thing to go for.
Exactly.
And don't just be nice and put your stomach at risk in eating the whole thing, because you could have really liked it and still not finished it.
Yeah, and also you can always use an excuse of like, you're doing Whole30, you're doing keto, you're doing vegan, like you're
plant-based.
Anything that you're trying to avoid eating, there's a diet for it. So just throw it out there.
But that trip of you going home having to stop is like actually my worst nightmare.
No, totally.
In our family, we call that a moonstruck moment.
To me, the worst nightmare is having to go upstairs at like my in-laws and have diarrhea, and like I would just be so worried I'm going to clog the toilet, so I'd have anxiety and diarrhea.
And then you would flush multiple times because you don't want them to like. You don't want to flush a toilet, but then you're concerned, can they hear how many times I'm flushing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's horrible, girlfriend. I really feel for you.
One time, actually, I did clog. It was a faulty toilet because what I did in there wasn't even that damaging, and I clogged it at my in-laws' house, and it was fucking
horrible,
scarring,
horrible. Oh my God,
scarring. Running around for a plunger, but no one can see me looking for a plunger.
Literally, me texting Ben like, get the plunger, get the plunger.
Looking at YouTube videos how to plunge a toilet.
Okay. Knowing how to plunge a toilet, much like knowing how to change a tire, is one of the most useful skills. I have to plunge my toilet all the time because I live with Ben. Like, it's such an important skill that you should know how to do.
Yeah, and I just want to say, to this day, I don't think anyone until now knows that I had done that. So
also, bathrooms.
I got away with it.
Bathrooms, especially guest bathrooms that don't have plungers like under the sink, criminal.
Yeah, like to your guests, like for their peace of mind.
There should be a plunger in every bathroom. That should be a law. Kind of how you have to have a window in every bedroom, like even in a basement, if it could be considered a bedroom. You should have a plunger in every toilet. That should be like a zoning law.
I agree.
Okay, next up. Dear Claudia and Jackie, I recently moved to a new state and needed a new dentist. I don't have dental insurance, so I found an office that was pretty well priced. I went to my appointment. I literally had the best dental experience I've ever had. Here's my issue, though. In the little bag of goodies with the mini toothpaste, there was a pamphlet. The pamphlet was for the Church of Scientology. I personally do not belong to Scientology, I personally do not support Scientology, so I do not want to give my money to a business supported by Scientology. I don't know if this is just the dentist's personal beliefs and not like a Scientology-run office. Also, I really love this dentist office and it's so affordable. Do I stay with literally the best dentist that could potentially be a Scientology-linked business? Additional information, I will be in the state for 3 more years, so 3 annual cleanings, and I will likely not have dental insurance for that entire period. Love you both and the toast.
Okay.
That's tough.
To me, like finding a good dentist that you like love. I mean, who even loves their dentist? That overrides like everything. Maybe with someone else's pamphlet. You know, I think if it was part of like the Sea Org, it would be more established. I just think it's not that big of a deal. Just make sure you don't find yourself like joining accidentally Scientology.
Yeah, I don't think like
because then you wouldn't be able to listen to the show anymore, and that'd be really sad.
I don't think those like 3 cleanings you're gonna have are really gonna like make a difference in the pockets of Scientology. And to be honest, I think Scientology has so much money they don't need like dentist offices in random cities like to keep themselves afloat. So it either was just like the dentist being a freak and like trying to proselytize, or an accident, like maybe one of the nurses slipped it in, or they have some connection. But I think you could survive. It's not a big deal.
And you don't go to the dentist that often, like once
she said
a year.
3 annual cleanings. Like
that's a lot of annual cleanings.
No, 3 years, an annual cleaning every year.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's like 40 minutes of your life where you just have to not become a Scientologist.
Like $100 for a cleaning, you think?
Yeah, and to enjoy your cleaning, like, sounds fabulous.
Yeah, fabulous. I wouldn't, don't sacrifice like something good just like for your ethics.
And because there was a pamphlet in the bathroom.
Yeah, it doesn't say enough. No, not in the bathroom, in the bag of goodies that they give out.
Oh, that's fucking weird. Sorry.
Yeah, that changes it.
Oh, that definitely changes it. But just try not to get looped into Scientology.
You know, as long as you have like a good head on your shoulders, like, and you can't be persuaded.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the toast, you obviously do have a good head on your shoulders, and you probably can't be persuaded.
Yeah, and maybe like make it a buddy thing going to the dentist.
Oh, yeah.
And that way you're not just like alone with Scientologists and then a Scientologist yourself.
Okay, our third and final Dear Toasters. Dear Toasters, I am truly at a loss and desperate for some advice from my favorite teens. My best friend is ruining a family and I don't know what to do. My best friend, let's call her Lisa, has been dating this guy who was married with 4 kids. The youngest just turned 1 and the oldest is 8 years old. He tells Lisa that he's going to leave his wife of 10 years to be with her, but I know in my gut that he's not. They have been dating for a year, and he has been saying he was going to leave his wife since before they even started dating. One of my other friends knows the guy and says him and the wife are still happy together and act like they're in love. When we tell Lisa this, she doesn't believe us and makes up excuses for him. She truly believes whatever he tells her. She is still so young, and I want her to be happy and date other people because I know she's wasting her time. Also, I obviously think it's disgusting that she's okay with doing this, especially because the same thing happened with my parents, and she knows that. It's really affecting our friendship. Some days I can't even talk to her. I truly don't know what to do. Do I ignore it all and let her ruin a family and waste years of her life? Should I snitch on her to his wife? Help. Okay, definitely don't snitch on the wife because it's not your business. But like, especially since you've like been through this with your parents, I think what this girl's doing is disgusting. And like the fact that no one can get through to her, she's beyond your help. I would just back the fuck away. Like, you don't ignore it. Like, you don't say anything, but just like, you obviously can't be friends with someone like this who is so, first of all, who's so dumb and who has no values.
Yeah, and if it's upsetting you, like on a personal level, you don't need that sort of negativity in your life. Life is hard enough as it is without having friends who like trigger you with their actions.
Yeah, like girls who are like, he's gonna leave his wife, like that's the guys who actually leave are the exception, not the rule. So like they're never gonna leave. They have kids, like leave them alone. She's obviously so dumb, and you just don't need that. And you seem like you have a good head on your shoulders because you're listening right into Dear Toasters.
And if you've like spoken to her about this before and she doesn't heed your advice, at a certain point you can't help someone if they're not willing to help themselves. So this might be like a situation where she needs to hit rock bottom on her own in order to understand what's really going on. And maybe just for a while you take yourself out of the equation and you just explain to her, like, listen, I don't agree with what you're doing for their family, for yourself, also for myself. And for those reasons, I am out on this friendship. I am pressing pause until you change your ways.
Sometimes tough love is so necessary. In a situation like this, you need someone to like spiral out, like get dumped, in order for them to realize like, oh, maybe I should have listened to my good friend who wrote into your toasters.
Yeah, who cared so much.
Right, and tried to help me, and I was so blinded by my own idiocy.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a situation like maybe other people have found themselves in, whether you're the friend or you're the other woman, and it's just never a spot you want to be in.
Ever.
So I feel like this advice could be heeded by anyone, especially like a 1-year-old.
Not that it's like so related to this, but in Margaret Joseph's new podcast, she talks a lot about how she met Joe Benigno, and it was at the time that she was married to Jan, and the timeline's really interesting, and she really explains, and they talk about it a lot on the show, and I don't feel like she's ever really gotten in depth with it, and she does on this first podcast episode, which is now available on Spotify and iTunes. It's called Caviar Dreams, Tuna Fish Budget with Margaret Josephs. You can just search Margaret Josephs, find it, listen to it, give us feedback. We love to hear what you guys think. Follow at Toast News Network because there's also a new episode of Mood with Lauren Elizabeth today. Yesterday, we got a new episode of The Snatchler. Monday, we got a new episode of Date Night with Raven and Adam. Tomorrow, we have a new episode of Redheads Books Club. We're just like churning out content like it's our job. Oh, wait, because it is.
All day, every day.
Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show. We hope you enjoy our interview with Cameron and Lauren. We love them so much. Please follow us on Instagram at The Morning Toast. We're almost at 200,000 followers. Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show. We go live Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Please also leave a comment, whatever you want. We're also available as a podcast, and our podcast can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. So wherever you choose to listen to podcasts, find us, The Morning Toast. Hi, maybe subscribe, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. We love you guys so much. We're back tomorrow with the Lady Gang. Bye.
Ooh, I'm excited. Bye.